Hello everyone, and welcome back to another live stream here on the twitch.tv/the Xisuma. Shall we get into it, shall we? Let's get into it. Gonna pick up some trapdoors that I've been aging down here. I'm also a little bit curious as to how far this beacon goes, right? Let's press the right button on the keyboard. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 that way. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I might go reclaim that beacon and then just not use the last 2 bits of this. Billman68, thank you so much for the bananas in chat, letting us know that we are live. Schmelly Belly, that's a username. Luna Moss, Awash Raindrop, Yield Envelope, welcome to the stream. It's an early one. Haven't done one this early in a long time, it feels like. Anyway, I'll probably just end up leaving the beacon there. Look at this. Fully aged trapdoors. We're going on a new business venture. With my pal xisumavoid, who's just logged in. I'm gonna replay me collecting these trapdoors. Which I've just can you step up onto them? I felt like it just stepped me up onto one. That was kind of odd. Then it didn't. Also, is my sound off? It's off. It's because I've been AFKing, killing witches. Ah, the satisfying sounds of breaking blocks. Couldn't do this without them, right? You're working right now, but don't care, says Rolbian. You don't care that you're working. Okay. This new Twitch update sucks, says Brew. Someone said that about the mobile app last stream I did. They were like, is it me or is this mobile app terrible? Xisuma, says Hex Not Object. Hi, I'm here. Where else would I be? Foofy32, thank you for 21 months. Oh, that's 3 sevens. Numbers, maths, multiplication. Has it been 21 already? Time sure does fly. The silverfish prank on NPU did have me in stitches. Gonna catch up on your new episode after the stream. Oh, you were in for a treat. I thought you were talking about something else. Now I know what you're talking about. Oh, you'll love the new episode. You'll love it. More shenanigans. Let's say that. Hex says Xisuma is live at this time. What a dream. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've done a morning one. Bam Miguel, you're up with the baby at 4 AM. What a soldier. What a soldier. I mean, at that point, like, the day's going to start soon. It must be crazy having a child, like, waking you up in the night and stuff. I mean, your own schedule just goes out of whack. Like, if you're up with a child at 4 AM, I don't know if that means you're starting the day early or you're going to have to go back to sleep later. It must be crazy. Lots of moves. No Sunday roast. I'm not having Sunday roast today. I'm cooking myself venison stew and then salad with noodles later on today. Those are my 2 meals. But please, no numbers this early. Tomorrow I'm going through bank statements as part of my job. Ah, the numbers, the enemy. I mean, bank statements sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it, really? Noodle salad, says Cuplex. Yeah, you can put noodles into a salad. It's best done with particular ingredients, like a little bit of satay sauce as like your dressing in a salad. Can work really nice with some noodles in there. Like udon noodles, says Penelope. I was about to say, you got to pick the right noodles, and I don't think udon would be one I would put in the salad, but you could try it. Something a little lighter, I guess. Diva says, no, now I'm hungry. It's okay to be hungry, right? Just drink some water. It's not the time to eat and you're feeling hungry. Just guzzle down some water. It'll probably help subside. Ah! Oh, the horror! I accidentally broke a slab. Do you mean pasta salad or literally lettuce for noodles? You don't have to have lettuce in your salad, but yeah, I'm talking about salad vegetables, you know. Tomatoes, cucumbers, radishes, peppers. I'm thinking of one, and the celery. Oh my god, my brain's slow. My brain's slow. What am I gonna say? Dante Red Eye, thank you for 55 months. Penelope says, I really don't like udon, so I'll pass on those. I quite like them, but they are a bit like thick and bland. Venison with juniper and rosemary is so good. I'm just cooking my classic venison stew. I have never really deviated much from the way I cook it. Maybe I should try a little something else at some point. My salads exist out of lettuce, says Sven. Yeah, I happen to be making mine with gem lettuce today, which works quite well. But there's other leaves you can use. Rocket is one I'm really fond of. The thing with a salad is it doesn't have to be any set way. You get to mix the ingredients, so you can kind of like find what works for you. And we got cheers and biddies from Axel Darling saying yeet. Thank you for yeeting those bits my way. Much appreciated. Thanks for supporting the channel, my dude. Rice salad is great too, says Anuto Pie. Yeah, I had rice in salad the other day. Oh my god, what did I cook? It was like a kale salad with like cooked kale. That one there hasn't fully aged. Yeah, it had cooked kale and rice. I can't remember what else was in it for some reason. Probably some meat. You don't like pasta salad? I mean, like noodles and rice? Kind of like pasta adjacent, aren't they? But like pasta like you do mac and cheese? Yeah, I can imagine that stuff in a salad probably wouldn't. That's probably why udon wouldn't work in a salad like that. Rice and kale with spinach is a good mix, says Foofy. Yeah, I mean, spinach is amazing with anything. I had a load of spinach yesterday, so I made myself this like sauce, and it's like just a really quick thing. You can just like half a tub of Philadelphia with some hot water and a vegetable stock cube, like mix it up to its like a sauce. And I just dumped that over some smoked bassa, and it had like a bed of spinach leaves underneath, and then on top loads of broccoli and peas. And that was just absolutely tasty, that meal. Been watching a lot of snake videos because their breeds are all so beautiful, says Anna Pink. Snakes are cool. Snakes are definitely cool. Fegley here for 41 months. Fegley, welcome to the stream. Thank you for your continued support. Saying, I like the silverfish prank the other day, X. I had a similar one that I learned about the infesting potion. One improvement you could have done was a setup with a trapped silverfish in a box, which could have had poison dispensed on like a trigger, which would do all the reinforcements instead. I would get around the issue of instant death and falling. And you could also use a similar concept to make a disintegrating floor for a trap or minigame. Interesting, yeah. I love the idea of using the poison potions to set it all off. That's a really cool idea. Yeah, I got very excited about the idea and didn't really like execute it properly or think it all the way through. I do stuff these days just, I don't know. In a bit of a rush. Like, I don't know. Feels like a lot of the time I get halfway through something and then realize I've missed an important detail. A good rule of thumb, I think, would just be to like simulate more of the total prank rather than just thinking you've got all the bits in your head. That Christopher is in the chat saying, X, it seems like the crafter came like lightning from clear skies and it revolutionized contraptions. Not just with crafting, but with counting as a strength ballander. What other blind spots do you think we have with the current redstone repertoire? It's an interesting question, like blind spots. Interesting question. S1W. Thank you so much for gifting subs. Always appreciated. We got 5 for JT March. It's superior lol. Every day I'm waffling. God, that sounds like me. Did I just get gifted a sub? Mieriela. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, Leon Ichu with a gifted sub to God Zukaji. If I just read out your name, be sure to say thanks in the chat to these wonderful people gifting the subs. We also got S1W coming in for 24 months, 2 years. It has indeed been a while. Yeah, that's a great question we just had about blind spots in Redstone. Golden TNT MSD, 91 months. Whew. Whew, getting up there, getting up there. With Satisfactory 1.0 coming out in September, do you think you'll give it another playthrough since it'll be more fleshed out? Oh my goodness, I can't even finish reading it. It'll be more fleshed out and complete objective. You know, I'm tempted to play Satisfactory, but I think I want to play it off camera with my mates because it's a 3D first-person game. They might be interested in it. And, like, well, I have really different taste in games to my mates, but all my mates are, like, gamers. And it just feels like one of those things where it'd be really cool to, like, hang out and play more games. We just don't, like, have a big sort of overlap. Whereas I thought, if they're interested in Satisfactory, you know, it's 3D Factorio. The problem with it coming out is that the new update for Factorio is coming out this year as well. And I kind of, like, promised myself I am going to play that game probably not on stream, or maybe stream a little bit here and there, but I really want to have a go at enjoying that game again because it's so awesome. I'm really getting stuck in. Okay, I've finished my little time lapse. Gonna save that. All right, and now I can drink this hot cup of tea. Oh, so nice. Say what? You were just... Arcturus dropped new material, Becca. Sound the alarm. By the way, Foofy32, thank you so much for 10 gifted subs. That is awesome. That is awesome. The Enigma, Fruity Sensation, Cadman, Forastal Brand, Chahoppy, Scott Florence, DJ Bamsey, Jetty, Mike One, and Fallen Angel. Y'all been gifted subs, so be sure to say thanks in the chat down below. Got some wonderful people here with the gifted subs. Arcturus. I've picked up my phone. Naughty, assuming you should be streaming. Arcturus. Let's search for Arcturus. Is this how you treat your audience? Oh my god. It's not up. I hate Spotify. It's so slow. It's so slow. What do you mean you can't find it? Oh my god. Oh my god. New Arcturus track? Oh! They've got masks on their faces. Okay, right, I'm going to listen to that. I gotta say, with the way the cover and the song title is, it strikes me as maybe being like one of those like mislabeled songs that pops up and disappears a day later. But I have no idea, of course. Molly the Spy says, what was that voice? What was that voice? I don't know. Christopher says, I can really recommend The Crust, new factory game set on the moon 50 years in the future, really enjoyable. I mean, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. I was playing Shapes 2 the other day, and I kind of realized, like, it's just Shapes again. And I'm the kind of player that once you're, like, through... For me, once I'm through, like, a game type that was once new and fresh, and then you kind of reach the end of it, I just can't get back into it. It was one of the things I was a little bit concerned about with Factorio, is like, will this still, like, charm me and I'll get stuck into it? The X in a monologue voice. I'm not going to read that message. Gee, that person's got it spot on. How did they figure that out? So yeah, I'll go check that out. But the thing is, now all factory building games, they just kind of have similar mechanics, and it ends up being, I don't know, like you play it for a little bit and it's just the same thing again, is what it feels like to me. See, I guess my threshold for that sort of gameplay is not that strong. The place I was going to take... morning, false. The place I was going to take these to... Hang on a second. Based on where all of these are... Yes, that is the spawn chunks. Coming soon, TM. Can you make a living from your YouTube alone, or do you work another job, says Bluebelly? I have been a full-time YouTuber, and I guess, like, I stream on the side, but this is what I've been doing for 12 years. Maybe longer than that. I guess I got some more trapdoors here that need aging. These ones, by the way, I just remembered, they're actually on the outside, like that. So you've got to place 2 every time you want to place 1. I should probably just put like a temporary block behind it. Full time for 12 years, that's impressive. Good work, says Mikey Plain. Thank you. It's been a pleasure, let's say. Honestly, it's been a bit of a dream. It's been a bit of like, sometimes I wake up and I go, is this really, like, am I just gonna, all of a sudden, and realize that, to quote LD Shadow Lady, I'm in a rocking chair somewhere. I think that might be like a common anxiety that lots of us YouTubers have. It's just like, am I gonna wake up one day in a rocking chair? Like, I've had a similar thought many times. Like, I don't know, like it's all in my head. It turns out I'm going mad. Hey, Griffin Prime, welcome to the stream. Thanks for bringing your peeps over here. A raid is always welcomed. Realize that you are really, really late for your actual job. Yeah, like 12 years late. I haven't turned up for 12 years. Oh yeah, Becca, is that public news now? Skiz is going full time. That's awesome, yeah. I did see he was making some announcements, so congratulations, Skizzleman. Raya Frost says, total normie here. I simultaneously dread and yearn for that realization. That's confusing to me. Like, dread and yearn? I feel like I'm missing a little something there. This looks cool. I keep thinking that these blocks need something behind them. And we're at a point where, with this build, where I kind of need to, like, bump heads with Cub again to, like, figure out what's next. I'm quite keen to work on it all, though. Maybe we'll try and do some, like, subtle improvements on what we've already got today or something like that. Hey, Blaze Junky, 82, 96 months. Oh my god, that is insane. Like, we got quite a few people approaching the 100 club. And, like, the 100 club is starting to, like, get a little bit crowded, you know? It's insane. It's insane. I want to read more chat today. I just waffled too much. Never had a chance to raid in here before. Happy to take the opportunity. Much love to you and all of the inspiration that you've given to me and many others. Hey, thank you for that. Thank you for saying that, man. I appreciate it. That's really cool. I mean, glad to have you over here. I'm going to therefore assume you're part of the Minecraft community, right? I mean, sometimes I get raided by just random people that are outside of the Minecraft community. My thing with raids is, like, I raid hermits. You know, my hermits are my family. They come first, and then it might be like a random Minecraft channel, but never do I go, like, just raid some random game. Hey, Diamonds Minor Mum, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Griffin, and thank you again, my dude. Thank you. Dev says being a YouTuber isn't easy. It feels like playing Minecraft all day, but everything behind doors is so much. Being a YouTuber sometimes means having little to no personal time for a lot of content creators. Yeah, it's something you've got to be passionate about, because like just imagine this. You want you to be a YouTuber as a job, right? But imagine you had to work twice as many hours at your job. And it's like that. So if you don't like the thing you're doing YouTube for, the thing you're making content about, then you're working two jobs, right? It's kind of how it works. These days, I must say though, like for me personally, my balance is a fair bit different. I put probably more time into other hobbies, like taking care of myself, cooking, and playing guitar. You know, whereas a long part of the journey, the long journey, what am I trying to say? The long journey to getting here, where we are right now. I mean, a lot of that was an insane grind that I was just so enthused to do as well. Like, you know, I was just mad for it. And yeah, then the years go by and here you are. Do you also play bass, says Diamond Miner Mum? I really want to get a bass guitar so I can play bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum 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 ba-ba-da-ba-dum bum 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 bum. Just that one bass line, that's all I want to play. That bass looks so good. Oh my god, says Potato. What are we talking about? What bass? This bass? This isn't a bass. A bass guitar? What? I'm so confused. This right here is not a bass, it's the spawn chunks, let's say. I think, by the way, I think me and Cub made a bit of a, potentially, a bit of a, let's say bad decision? I don't know, it's not a bad decision, but the wrong idea or something. So all of this, like putting things hidden back here, I think we're going to end up with like a lot of uses for these top areas. So I've been kind of thinking we should maybe actually use this stuff last. Although corridors for statistics does sound like a really cool way to lay it out. But some of those other features that we want to put in here, they might be better served out in the open up here. I was also wondering if Ender Pearl stasis chambers would be a good idea here, but you probably want them in your own base and a way to remotely activate them. I don't think you want to come to the spawn chunks, especially considering you can just like use death to get here, I guess. What is your dream guitar, says Chaz. Oh, I have my dream guitar. Oh, I have it. It is the 7-string Ibanez Universe, right? Like, Korn played that guitar, and Meshuggah used that guitar. I'd see it in videos. Morbid Angel. You know, what is that? What is that black guitar with those green pickups? Man, that's so cool. One day I just sort of actually figured out what it was. I can't quite remember exactly how. And I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. And they're doing like reprints of it. They're sort of recreating the historical model or something along those lines. Don't know quite how you don't know. Well, there's like a word for it, and I think actually being reissue maybe. Anyway, like you have like the original guitars that they made, and then they stopped making them, and then years later they started making some like faithful recreations of the original. I got one of those, and I'll be honest, like it is a heavier guitar with a thicker neck than other 7-strings that I've got, but I love it so much because it's that first 7-string that sparked off so much stuff, and it looks so cool. It is just superb. Right, so by the way, when I fly around like this, I'm just kind of looking at things we could start to do. I think we can probably shape up these walls a little bit, sort out what's going on with the deep slate here to some extent. The thing is, I kind of want that to be bone all the way across. You just want to hide a little bit of this. But before we get too into that, let's sort out our inventory. We've got some stuff to do, and I want to move some pots around in my base. We got ugly chunkage going on again. This happens, by the way, whenever I use my second account on this profile, all the chunks get screwy like this. I should really just remember to stop doing it, and then all will be good. I just had a thought, though. I wonder if that would fix it. Let's stand here and drink tea together for a second. Kayla, you also have your own dream guitar. You got to tell me what it is now. You got to tell me what it is. How many guitars do I have? 10. I've brought more recently. I just haven't shared them. I brought some cheap ones, and so I wanted to get like a new shred machine, and that was to play in standard, because I kind of considered standard to be where most of the songs are, but actually I'm finding that by having more guitars and having a broad spread of tunings, I'm just finding loads of interesting stuff to play all over the place. So that one is currently for down half a step, which is D sharp, and then you can drop it to C sharp. So I can play like Slayer on it, and then I can drop it and play stuff like Deftones and Linkin Park. And I'm really enjoying doing that. But the idea is like a really robust, sturdy guitar that's going to be like my main shredding guitar. And it's really great and everything. It is sturdy, robust, it sounds great. But then I brought a cheap guitar, and it kind of sounded like another Ibanez. It kind of sounded like, you know, there wasn't too much difference between the two. And the cheaper one has some amazing harmonics. Like, it sounds so good. The harmonics are just wonderful. Hey, it looks to me like that fixed the issue that we have with the chunks. There's a little house on this hill. It's full of lava. No, it's full of TNT. Was there a pressure plate on the ground? I think I just created a phantom pressure plate in my mind with some like ambient anxiety. What is up with that? That shouldn't be happening. Some ambient anxiety of setting it off. Right, I'm not seeing any more of those chunks mess about, so I think that might have actually corrected it. Let's go in this direction just to see a little bit more. I'm about to run out of rockets as well, so we'll drift. You're a death metal vocalist. You're more about the microphones. Awesome. I could never get myself to do the growl or the scream or anything. I don't know where that comes from. I've tried. I never find it. I don't quite get how you do that. So yeah, like so I brought an expensive guitar, and it definitely feels a little bit sturdier and more robust, but I brought this cheap Ibanez one, thinking it would be kind of like, you know, a bit rusty or whatever, feel a bit stiff, but no, actually it was really solid. I recommended it to a friend. I'd honestly recommend it to anyone who wants to get a metal guitar. I think it's part of their Geo range. So they got this like Geo range, which is like their bottom tier, and this one just had an all black finish where the logo and the fret markings and everything is black, so it's really slick. And I love the way it looked, and I went, okay, let's try this one. And I was so impressed. I was thinking, I'd buy another one of these if I needed another tuning. But yeah, I'm kind of done with my little guitar buying spell for now. I just had so many songs I wanted to play, and the thing with switching tunings is when you got floating bridges on guitars, like it makes it harder to change the tuning. So I brought some guitars that didn't have floating bridges, and one that did. It's definitely difficult to do when you start. You will fail, but then at some point you keep with it. It kind of clicks. You exclusively use your diaphragm. You don't use your vocal cords. Yeah, that's the thing I remember reading, diaphragm, over and over again. Just like use your diaphragm, and I couldn't get started with that because I never quite found where that was, if that makes sense. Like I just couldn't get my head around it. But it's been a long time since I even tried with that stuff. By the way, I actually have a... I actually have a farm. Right, I have a netherwort farm, and I forgot that I built it. And so I was putting these in here to grow them. And then I felt silly. I need to get a little potion room somewhere around here. It wasn't on the cards to do some base expansion today, but... I'm pretty sure we're out of space unless we want to dig down here. And I don't know about all of y'all, but I kind of feel like putting a staircase here would not be so great. But having a little potion room somewhere around here could be really handy. There's just yeah, no, we've pretty much taken most of the space around here. There's not going to be like a little opening anywhere to squeeze in these spots. Yeah, I don't know. I'll think about that another day. Let's stick to the plan. Got to get some rockets. Got to get some food. Think like burping but controlled, says the vampire maid. Oh, that's interesting. I might have to give that a try. I don't know. If there was a hermit band, who would play guitar, you or Doc? Well, Doc doesn't play guitar, so I'm pretty sure it would be me. Let's see. Alright, I brought some gunpowder back. I was thinking of changing up... Oh, maybe this is where I'll put a little brewing area down here. I was thinking of changing up this. And rather than having all the storage done like so... I figured it might be better to put things in barrels, so we could come back to this space, or maybe over here, and just put some barrels and store shulker boxes in barrels. It just makes everything a little more compact, I think. I could probably do that right now, to be honest. I don't think it needs too much thought. There's also like a trapdoor here that gets powered and flicks when stuff back here is going on. Yeah, I think I'm going to change that up. Cole Mick, thank you so much for 37 months, my dude. That is awesome. I appreciate your support. I hope you're doing well. So we need I think we need like 9 or 12 barrels. Let's see if that'll do the trick. If we come over here and change this all up a little bit. Whoopsie. Doc plays acoustic from time to time. Oh, I didn't know that. I would love to do a hermit like cover song thing together. That'll just be so awesome. He's been playing his guitar on stream. Oh, awesome. There are 5 drummers on Hermitcraft. There's Stress Impulse and Xisuma. Who are the other drummers? Right, that looks odd at that height, so I think I'm just going to lower it by 1. Maybe we'll put some paintings above it. Who would be on drums? Oh yeah, Joel plays drums. Beans. Oh, Beans also. That's right, Smallish Beans plays drums, and so does Joel. Oh yeah. Yeah. Forgot about those two. Oh my god. Well, there you go. Have you ever heard of a band called 1,000 Foot Crutch? I haven't. Wandering Masters. Wow, both of them. Yeah, both of them. I reckon some fence posts either side of that will look cool. Hermitcraft drumline. Oh, that could be done, yeah. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that'll do. Keep saying it, that'll do. What does Ren play again? Ren plays guitar. Ren plays the guitar. That looks kind of alright. Just a little mass storage unit. Open it up. I like the idea of labeling these on the outside a bit more. Like, we could put in we could put in, I don't know, like an ender pearl on the front if you want to store ender pearls, but we're going to end up with more than 4, and then we're just going to end up with like a big mess of stuff, essentially. So I reckon just pick up all of this and sort it inside of there. Another way to sort it is to perhaps group things a bit more. Like, we've got empty gunpowder there, but then we've got a full one here. Right, a lot of these are wither roses. So, like, if I had one single wither rose in this barrel, like, next to all of these, might be a way to show it. Then we've got one for sticks, possibly. I reckon just hovering over is good enough. So, sticks in there. Right, then one for gunpowder somewhere. Yeah. The thing with organization and stuff is, like, but by the way, I think like next season I kind of don't want to play with this mod anymore. By the way, the items on the shulker box, partially because it's caused a lot of issues with the update, but as great as it is, it does require a little bit of setup. I wish it was a little more seamless. But it got me thinking about, like, doing organization more with vanilla. You know, like, this seamless wall is fantastic, but if you just space them out one at a time, you've got room for a block with a sign, and you can label things, and I kind of want to try getting back to that vanilla mindset a little bit more. So when it comes to just, like, go into a chest and opening it up, like this I'm going to keep. We can hover over and look at the items and see what they are. So there's a very small amount of time for finding what you want with this current setup. But I like the idea of maybe just organizing it a little further than that, I guess is what I'm getting at. Right, this is just like endless junk that needs sorting. So like, here you go, here's more. These are more like just random leftover boxes. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm thinking a lot without having too much of an idea right now, too much of a resolution. So, for that reason, let's just pack up. Things like this, I think I should do a little bit more off camera, like think it through, and then show you the end result. I feel like I had one more idea to do here. I think it was paintings. And I don't have... Oh, no, I do. I was about to say, I don't think I have one for paintings, but I do. Now, did they add any new 1x1s? I can't remember. I don't think they did, you know. I think they were all big ones. I remember doing the showcase. Maybe there was one of a poppy, wasn't there? But the original artist didn't do that. That one's new, yeah. It was the new artist, Sarah, I think her name was. Does that? I think I might leave that. I noticed the tone kind of matched the birch a little bit. Yeah, so new way to store stuff now will just be all that extra bulk storage we got, just chuck it in there. At least that's my idea. So that gives us this room, by the way. We just unlocked this room over here now. This isn't going to be for storage, so I reckon this would be a good spot to have some brewing. Like brewing stands and hoppers. So it's just going to be a basic little brewery. That means we don't need that infinite expansion in that direction. But I do think maybe we could put another netherwart farm right there. Okay. This wasn't quite the plan for today's stream, but sometimes you just got to follow what feels right. Hey, Becca, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Molly. Very kind of you to do that. Riffraff says, love the new paintings. It's been a long time coming. It really has. It feels a bit like crazy to add 20 in one go, but if they had added 20 over the last 15 years, that would have probably been about right. Oh yeah, and where am I going to store stuff like this? This needs to be properly stored. I'm gonna grab an ominous bottle, dye the thing black. The trident, by the way, we should probably store somewhere else. I could have some nice boxes for these things, actually. Like, I don't have a trim box, right? See, I put this one over here. This has got... Oh, wow, that has got... Oh, I never set this thing up properly. That's what's going on here. Okay. So all of that stuff needs to come out. Well, this is where all of those items I was just talking about would go. I was going to set them up in their own little boxes, but yeah. I guess we got one over there for this stuff, so probably a good idea to use it. Alright, so I guess that's... Ah, we got non-stackables. They would need their own, wouldn't they? Okay. Non-stackables need their own. All of that goes there. Take that. That is actually it's pretty easy to just throw something on top of the shulker box. I was talking earlier about like maybe not using it next season. It's so convenient the way it's implemented. So yeah, all of that will actually go in that other one. We just need one for this. I think I'm gonna go with yellow maybe. Sir, thanks a lot. Welcome to the stream, my dude. I can picture it. I can picture it being on white and yellow. Yeah, I'm gonna go with yellow. So pop over this way. I don't know if I have any more of these, but for now we'll put these up on the wall. So yeah, look at all these sticks, right? Like I think what we'll end up doing is putting these sticks into the bulk, and then have more uniques over here, and then it'll look really cool. Lots of interesting stuff to put your eyes on. Okay, so all of that now needs to get moved. Right, and that leaves us with a little bit of extra space, as you can see. Shuffle it along like that. I've still got some stock in that shop now that I think about it. I've got some stock that I haven't used. Right, that's from Mumbo. Does anyone know what that's about? I have no idea what that's about. You burn your tongue from your tea. Oh dear. That happens sometimes, unfortunately. Oh yeah, I need to go restock these potions. Let's take care of that as well. And then we'll come back and move this brewery into a bit more of a permanent location. Make a wish visitor. Oh, why did it get sent to me? Are you guessing, or is there context behind that? Hey X, what classic games you wish you played but haven't so far? Baldur's Gate immediately popped into my head. But I found there's a lot of classic games that like another one was Total Annihilation, and I did try and play that and it didn't work. Like if you know a game, like I love StarCraft and Diablo 2, I'll always enjoy playing those games. They're like classics from my youth. But those other games that you wanted to play at the time but you didn't, I find when you pick them up now, you realize like how dated some of the ideas in them are, and I think if you played them at the time, they were kind of like perfect, but if you didn't, the charm isn't there, unfortunately. And that's just how I am with games. I don't think that's a commentary on the games itself. Right, I guess we'll leave that box there. And then we've got all these oozing ones to update. Because we're out. So, for those of you that watched the latest episode on my channel, obviously, like, there's a lot that gets cut out in the video. Like, we were on the server that evening for like an hour and a half, goofing around. And one of the weird things that was happening, I had a camera account watching the infested... Oh, sorry, there's just a silverfish. The LAs are all gone. All of them are gone. Where would they have gone? They've gone to heaven. The LAs don't appear to have gone loose. I don't know what to make of that. They shouldn't have been able to die. They should not have been able to die. Huh. I don't know what to make of that. That should not have happened. LA regeneration doesn't work if chunks are unloaded and unloaded, maybe. And that's a guess. You know, it could be bug related or some sort of oversight. That's always possible. But based on how the game behaves, that shouldn't have happened. I'll look into it. Like dolphins drowning, yeah. Maybe they despawn because they're not holding an item. Well, LAs don't despawn, and they were holding items. I will, I'll look into it and see if I can find anything. I made a note. Okay, anyway, back to the base, back to the base. I do like that we're working on it a little bit again, even if it's only small stuff. Check the nether. I'd love to know why you think I should check the nether for the LAs. Because there's no nether portal near where they are. X, have you done the Bedrock MCC minigames? They're so much fun. I was kind of tempted to, but I didn't in the end. I really didn't have the time, I think was the main problem. Where do I keep my brewing stuff over here? Red box with a nether wart. There you go. Right, loads of blaze rods. These are not an issue anymore. Let's also get some cobble. Craft us up a batch. Go plop them down. I think I got a lot of hoppers somewhere as well. Yeah, loads. Loads of hoppers, mate. Loads of hoppers, me. Alright, let's hang that one up top somewhere. And this one too. Oh god, it's dark. Mess around with the light a little bit here. Okay, so we'll have our brewing stands, yeah, going across. Then we want mud bricks, I think, right? We're kind of just going to be mirroring here and then creating a little opening to an area with some nether warts. Or possibly, like, I really like this labyrinth of tunnels. Every time people come down into this area, they seem to comment on it. I think, like, an idea for next season might be to have a labyrinth base. I really do like the idea of creating just little tunnels and turns and twists like this, because you will, as the builder, learn that stuff pretty well. But anyone who comes and visits will just be at a disadvantage. And I love the idea of just, when people come to my base, they're just disoriented. They're like, where are we going? Left, right, up, down, over here, turn the corner. What's going on, X? Charlie Wet Nightmare, thank you so much for the Prime. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for using the Prime on me, by the way. Peeps, if you do or do not know, you can use your Amazon Prime to get a free subscription each month over here on the Twitch. Let's see. I think I'm gonna have this come across. That's a rocket, not a block. Like so. Yeah, then maybe some spruce trapdoors, and then the next area. If that, like, high elevation is kind of a good thing. And I think if you took a step down into a room with a bunch of nether warts, that would have like a nice look if you were looking down on them. So I think that's gonna like pop down a little bit. But on the nether wart idea, like I think I might want the labyrinth tunnel thing to keep going. So for now, we're going to put some trapdoors. Actually, I'm going to double up on the trapdoors. And then some scaffolding. And leave it as... Oh, okay. Oh. I've lost a bamboo. No. Got some in my backpack. I've got some in my backpack. I also needed a bit more food. Hey! Chinglish Finn! Thanks for using the Amazon Prime on me, my dude. Thanks for taking the time to do that. It's very cool, Leo. Thank you. Let's go ahead and put the scaffolding. I'm even going to put it in... Can I put it in the gap? I should be able to put it there, shouldn't I? Just put it in the gaps. No? That was weird. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Alright, so a bit of a work in progress area back there. Now brewing stands and hoppers. All very simple stuff. No automation. Just this. Now, if you wanted to, air quotes, reduce lag, you would put composters above them, right? Don't think I'm going to do that here. Because I want to lag the server! Ha 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 ha! Oh, Crawlex deliberately not putting... Oh my god. Oh my god, the server is 0.0001% slower now. Ha ha ha. Okay. Purple and Skulk together, says Molly the Spy. That sounds like a block palette that might work. Mood lighting for the creepy witch room. Oh, imagine like capturing a witch and putting them in the room too. That's something I don't do. I had this idea a long time ago. I think it was inspired by the Blaze, but the Blaze mob has these like ambient sounds that are really kind of like... they sound like you're in some sort of laboratory and a bunch of machines are whizzing. And I like the idea of hiding it in a wall in the base, but then it felt like you would have to go to that spot to hear it. So this labyrinth idea would probably be pretty cool for hiding mobs in the walls just to hear the sounds of them. I'm liking this idea. I mean, season 11 is 3 years away, as you know. Because we decided that this would be our longest season by double. If you're out of the loop, if you didn't hear about that, now you know. Now you're clued up. Alright. Season 11. 2027 hype. You know? Let's go. It'll soon be here, don't worry. Oh, I should turn those and put those into the brewing stands now they got a permanent location. Can't wait for Hermitcraft Season 30 in space. In space! How many of these we got? 7. So, 14. No maths required, just use the inventory. Totally forgot what I was saying now. I lost my train of thought, haven't I? Yeah, it's like if we take plenty of time to like brew the idea, all the best little bits of the puzzle will come together. So I really like this labyrinth of corridors to like get to all your farms, do everything underground. Although, here's another thing. Like one of the things I really wanted to do is get away from building underground because I just felt like it was a crutch. But maybe I'll just lean into what works for me. So we go underground. We build a labyrinth of tunnels, linking all of our projects together. I guess we make a tremendous amount of diggy holes in the process. That's another reason. I was kind of thinking like building is more of a struggle, and I end up spending a lot of time digging holes and doing stuff underground. And I kind of thought, well, if you don't go underground, you can put more time into the building bit because it's a struggle. But if you put in the time and effort, then, you know, that's usually the difference, isn't it? Right, let's take that back to the spawn chunks. I think I need a bunch more bone blocks, if I recall correctly. Is there no reason why you can't build a labyrinth above ground too, says Bell Steven? Yes, there is. If you picture what it will look like, that is a lot of decorative work to do. So it'd be kind of like building above ground, but giving yourself like a weird big shape to work with. I just think if you imagine the process of building all your tunnels, you're not going to have it all planned out from day one. So then you have to wait to build the structure. And by the time you know how big that structure is going to be, you're going to have this weird big shape to work with. And, you know, the whole season you've just got these ugly above ground tunnels everywhere. And then you'd have like a mad scramble to figure out how to make it look good at the end. So doing it above ground I don't think works unless you're comfortable with just having, let's just call them janky builds, you know. Do we have an example of something janky around here? Like, I mean, the Hermits just do such an amazing job with everything. There isn't really a lot of jank. But you know what I mean? Like a mob farm, for example, right? Like, sometimes you build a mob farm, and it's just like this obnoxious box floating above the ground. Us Hermits, though, we tend to look at Tango's copper farm, right? Or copper that's not. I think there's a farm in there. Anyway, we make it look really cool by doing exteriors, right? So you got to balance those sorts of things together. Anyway, I think I kind of made my point there. Don't know. So what looks really nice is having these as bone blocks going all the way up. Oh, I guess that middle bit doesn't actually get filled out, does it? Let's go up to the top. Just do that. So, you know, all of that coming all the way across. Now, when we get to here, we want these 3 blocks to be different, right? But they're part of what's on the other side, and they're kind of tricky to rework. Gone too high? Maybe. We can go higher if we want to. So yeah, look, if we look at the inside, it doesn't really... there might be 1 block different there. Ooh, okay, that gives me an interesting little bit of creative freedom now. We just need to hide the 1 block. Now, could do that. But I reckon... Bramble Bembo says, oh my lord, I just built a mob farm and I have no idea how to make it look nice. Just start with something super simple. Like, look at your mob farm and picture that there was a big green box around it. And you'd be like, well, that probably looks better than this abomination I've got. And then, you know, what if you put a pattern on it or added some shapes on the side, right? Like, start simple and do simple things. You know, you don't have to go straight to like copper airship. Tango's been playing the game a long time, you know. You have to build up your skill set, and one of the tricks is to not tell yourself, "Oh, I can't. I'm not like them. It's impossible." Like, okay, if that's what you tell yourself, it will be true. Like Tango didn't fire up Minecraft, you know, day one and go, what is this game? Copper airship! You know what I mean? What is that green thing over there? Let's build a copper airship. No. No, that's playing for years. Build up your skill set, you know? Defeatism is the enemy of progress. That's a nice quote. Tango also says he's not a builder. I believe Tango is like me, because we see Tango do lots of like redstone contraptions and stuff. I'm a redstoner primarily. I think for people like me and Tango, building is doable, but it's very try-hard. And I think for other people like Scar, building is very natural. So where like us redstoners might just, you know, hey, I want to do this. Oh, let's grab some redstone. Boom, boom, boom. This thing here, that thing there. There you go. It works. Right? That's like Scar with building. You know? Hey, I want to make it look like an elven village. Ah, just these blocks and that thing over there. Here you go. There you go. It's done. Cheers, Scar. Right? Like, our minds work in different ways. Now, if Scar were to do redstone, I mean, we saw Pearl do redstone recently, right? And she had to really try hard. She worked really hard on it. So that's often what it's about. Is putting in that effort. Okay. So we got that bit. So we want a way to hide that. I think the way we're going to do it is with quartz. This is kind of what I was thinking. This is one of those moments. Every now and then you have this with building in Minecraft where you kind of wish like a block could just have different textures on either side. Now that, I gotta say it, that is better than I thought it would be. I thought it would annoy me a little bit, but actually it kind of works. Kind of like lets you get away with just not having that thing there. I've still got this weird feeling like there should be a block behind here. Let's say we were to do that. It would give us this incredible alignment. I mean, it feels like that's too much and this is too little. Oh, do you know what might fit in here? Okay, what are we not like really using right now? There you go. It's a little better. Food. Inventory management. Food is just in this game now. JSTP 3000, thank you so much for 13 months of support. And a dead girl 13 is somehow resubscribing for 16 months. Jeez. That is I mean, wow. There's a joke there. I can't quite formulate it. Whatever. Let's move on. There was a joke there, but my brain is slow. I've come to accept that my brain is slow. So, this like is a That's probably exactly what I want. What if I made all of that a little bit higher? No! It's raining! Mojang, fix your game! Why does it always rain? Sorry. Oh my word. It annoys me to no end. Maybe then like that? Feels a bit odd. Okay, I need more trapdoors again. What the heck? Running out of them so quick. I don't know which one I like more or not. The height of the front certainly feels okay. Definitely feels okay with it being higher at the front. Now you've blocked the view. Oh yeah, for the player. Good point. The player's view's a bit blocked off. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Also, I don't know if I like that one there. Maybe just like that. I think I'm gonna go with that. Well, it's good to try. You know, I talked a moment ago about putting in time and effort. Like, that's what we're doing right now, isn't it? We're just continuously trying different iterations until we figure out what feels right. And then the more you build, the more you get an instinct for where to go. So I think that's going to be it then, just like that. Taking them off the middle kind of made it feel right to me. Not sure about putting them there. We don't even know what the floor's going to be here yet. I think there might be like another introduction of color, or maybe we do it all out of quartz. Let's go ahead then. Now that we've sussed that out, we're basically going to go and do that everywhere, aren't we? So we need 1, 2, 3. Hey, wait. Just 2 more. 2 more of those. Since I have so little quartz, I'm kind of like carefully managing them at the moment. KG Nerd says, what are you building here? Just the spawn chunks. Creating a build to put all the things that will go in the spawn chunks here. I like this concept of like the building is like very tied to the spawn chunks grid, but it does on one hand feel a little creatively restrictive, but you know, we picked a concept and we're gonna roll with it. So that is what it is. So now that we got just a bit of a buildy grind ahead of us, let's switch gears. Let's have a little talky time. Any of y'all got some questions, things you want to chat about? Let's go there. Is there a reason why hermits seem to like golden carrots so much? Yeah, because it's the food with the most saturation. Oh, I'm just wondering... Haha. Like, look at the height here. Ah! What's my favorite item in the game? You know I don't like those sorts of questions. Oh, is it me or does it look offset now? No, it's perfectly set. I guess there is that little bit extra there. So it does look a little offset. That's a bit of a point, really. If it cuts it off there, I guess this could be deep slate at this level in front, but then it would make the pillar at the top seem odd. So it is what it is. It's weird how your brain like wants everything to fit neatly and feel right a lot of the time. Do hermits have their own comfort creators? I remember Gem a while back gave a shout out to a small creator and that creator blew up. I don't know. I don't know like if they do or they don't, because like why would I? But I do know that like comfort streaming and that term is like quite a new thing. So I think for us older folk in the group, like we wouldn't think in those terms. Like, I certainly don't have... I mean, I guess maybe if I thought about it a lot, like, there might be some creators I would label as, like, air quotes, comfort, but that's never really been a part of my vocabulary, I guess, to think of creators and content in that particular way. Like, I think escapism might have been more of a, like, a parallel term that would have been more common. So, for me, escapism... God, where is escapism at for me these days? Like, honestly, it was just, in the past, it was just drugs and altering a state of being in whatever way I could. And then that's a long way behind me now, and so I don't feel like I escape anymore. Maybe I escape with creativity. I just absolutely love being in a space where you're like making your own stuff, but sometimes I guess it feels a little escapist. But so yeah, like, what is comfort streaming, says Joe Mama. To me, it feels like you're sort of identifying a space that feels comfortable, right, to go to. But it's just that use of language is just different from how I think. Like, language will literally influence how you think, right? You know, F and Jeff a lot, and like think, well, actually maybe not swearing particularly, but like it's easy to associate swearing with negativity, I think. But like thinking in negative terms constantly, are you going to be happier, you know, than if you thought in positive terms all the time? So like language influences how you think and feel and communicate. So this idea of comfort is just not something that's quite crossed my mind in that capacity before. So I don't have comfort streamers or comfort creators because I don't really like go to that content to feel comfortable or whatever. Like, but hey, you know, like if you're young and like the world is fresh and you're absorbing all these new ideas, it's probably just going to become a part of like the language and the culture and just feel completely normal to you. How are you feeling? I hope your family situation has improved or at least normalized. It took a bit of a swing in the wrong direction again with my granddad going back into hospital, but now he's clearly getting better and is actually going into a home. I'm going to visit him later today. So yeah, I feel like most of the stress of that is now like better, but it's still a point of concern, I guess, to say the least. Yeah, creativity is escapism for me for sure. Being a metal kid in the 90s meant drinking drugs. Got to have something to put your time into once you put that behind you and mature, says Ruro Toys. Very relatable, my dude. Very relatable. I mean, I was a metalhead in the noughties and it was like that. But it doesn't, I guess where it doesn't feel like escapism is maybe because it's my job to be creative, can sway it. You know, like maybe I would feel different if I were doing this instead of working. Because they're both, right? But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't quite feel like escapism like it once was. But I definitely know what escapism is. You know, I told your mate to do the off. I'm going to tell you the same thing, mate. Keep a close eye on that home. I don't know how it is across the pond, but a lot of people's homes are neglectful here in the States. Yeah, I don't really know what it's like over here as well. One thing I do know is that negativity tends to propagate pretty strongly. And I remember someone commented on one of my streams where I talked about this. I don't know if I read it out or not, but they basically said that carers attract the worst people, like the carer work position. And I just thought that doesn't seem right to me, like just instinctively. That don't sound or feel right. And I thought about it a little bit, and I realized that when you're dealing with family members and their health and stuff, especially in elderly age, like that's an incredibly like sensitive thing, and any misstep can be like really hurtful. And I just think, you know, if you have a bad experience, it can really taint your picture of it all. The carers that first looked after my granddads, we learned were on a team called Enablements, and Enablements is like, you know, imagine that you're like 80 years old or something, and you get by yourself pretty well, but you've had a fall, you've been in the hospital, you come back out. Enablements is like people will pop by to check in you and see if you're okay, help you make a cup of tea, change the bed, or get that thing down from on top of the cupboard that you need, right? That's what Enablements is. And so they turned up completely, like with no knowledge, just completely out of the standard of care that my granddad needed. He can't look after himself at all. He can't get out of bed. He can't get up out of a chair. Like, he needed constant care. And somehow he was assessed as just needing enablements. So once we got that sorted out, because that was very hectic, just seeing this care being completely lacking and the carers not having any idea of what he needs. When we got a proper care team in, the difference was night and day. The people who were the right people to look after him were also really friendly, really compassionate. You could tell that they like genuinely cared about the job they were doing. Whereas in the enablements team, it was hard to get that impression. And that might just be because they have a completely different role. You're expecting them to take complete care of someone, and they think they're there just to make them a cup of tea, right? So that was, you know, some like night and day differences. Now, had we not resolved the situation and the enablements team, I mean, if they had continued to look after him the way they were, like, he could have really gotten into a bad state, and that could have created a very, for me, a very bad picture of carers, because I wasn't aware initially the level of care he was supposed to receive and that he hadn't been given it. So this idea that, you know, carers are the worst people, it really, when I read that message, it really like stuck with me, and I just thought, you've had a bad experience somewhere, you know. I often feel like when I go to the hospital, I feel like all the workers, all the doctors and nurses and all the people like running around, I feel like they're little superheroes, you know? Like, when you go there, you just realize these people are just helping other people. That is their job constantly, and it's amazing. It's really cool what they're doing. And I've talked to a few doctors and nurses here and there, and they just seem to be, like, most of the time wonderful people that are really caring and compassionate, and that's why they're in the line of work that they do, and I really admire that. I think they're awesome. They are considering how the NHS is underpaid. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like, it's also like, there are just easier jobs you could be doing, right? And you could be getting paid more, but no, you choose to do this. That's awesome. Teachers too. Yep, teachers are also amazing and overworked. I wonder where everything's heading. I'm quite the optimist, because I do believe, well, just given a bit of a historical context, it seems to me like things genuinely get better over time, but it's like a rocky road with ups and downs. However, the problem with patterns and trends and looking into the past is that it doesn't mean things continue like that forever, right? And I don't know, there are some concerning signs lately of trends that don't seem to be going in the right direction, and who's to say that it's gonna continue like a general upwards trajectory forever. One of the things that's quite concerning is, I heard it, I can't remember where I heard it, but someone was basically saying, right now we're going through population collapse. And it sounds a bit bizarre to say that, because most of the time when I was a kid growing up or whatever, all you'd hear about is like Earth being overpopulated, all this kind of stuff. You get a bit older, you learn more about demographics and how societies grow and change and economics and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, a population boom gives you a lot of young people who can work and increase the prosperity of a nation or whatever. And, you know, that's for all people involved. But then now what we're having is we're actually having a decline in birth rates. So although we have this big number that makes you feel like the Earth is overpopulated, we've enabled people to live longer, and we're not having as many new people born, and so there's now going to be like a bigger growing demand on services for elderly people. There's going to be more elderly people needing this kind of care and service, and less young people to give it to them. And that's quite a concern. So although, you know, I've been optimistic about this kind of trend of, you know, technology getting better and medicine and all kinds of things that improve our well-being, it kind of looks like, but maybe there's this other problem coming our way that trend doesn't particularly solve for. It's really quite concerning. Only in developed countries, says Big Reach. Yeah, that's true, and that might mean that you end up with some form of like migration related to that. I don't like, off the top of my head, I don't know quite what it is, but I guess maybe it's like you've got these richer, wealthier countries with large elderly populations, and then young people from these growing countries will have opportunities there, and there'll be like migration for work there. I'm really like not a big fan. Like, oh god, not even a big fan. I really dislike oh my god, I'm trying to think of what the right words are to describe this, but it's like, you know, a rhetoric against immigration, I guess. I'm really not a fan of talking about immigration like it's people coming to your country and taking something from it, right? I don't like that kind of rhetoric. I have a kind of underpinning philosophy for a lot of stuff, which is, I think to make a better world, we have to acknowledge, and not everyone will agree with me on this, right? Some people believe in birthright. This is like the opposite of birthright. I think before you're born, you have absolutely no say in who you're going to be, where you're going to be, you know, what kind of wealth you're born into, who are your parents, like what is your race, your ethnicity, your identity, your gender. You have no say in any of this before you're born. So like, in my mind, we're all equal from that point, right? So when it comes to stuff like immigration and that, I really dislike how it becomes about like what we have and what someone else doesn't, or they're trying to take it from us. I think it would be so much more enlightening to understand that migration is like an economic force. So when there's like inequality somewhere, there is then a driver to strive to somewhere where there is. And a lot of the times, migration happens to, you know, like to provide needs. So in this country, there are a lot of Indian people, and when I grew up, there was a fair bit of racism towards them, quite casually. But the thing is, like, in World War II, they fought alongside us. A lot of Indians fought on the battlefields for the same cause alongside, air quotes, us, you know, and died too and suffered. And then after the war, they were asked to come here to help us, you know, rebuild our country and mainly provide a lot of jobs or take up a lot of jobs in the NHS. And all of that stuff gets forgotten, and you have this horrible rhetoric around people coming over here and stealing jobs. It's just like, they were asked to come here because we didn't have people to do those jobs and build it to where it is. It's ugly stuff, man. It's ugly stuff. Molly the Spice says birthright is a stupid mentality. I don't know if I would say it's stupid, because it's been incredibly prevalent for a long time. You look at like royal families and all this kind of stuff. I think maybe it's just antiquated. Like maybe at a point in time it served a purpose in different levels of technologically advanced society. Maybe lower down the rung it's a better system for things to go from A to B. But like I just inherently, it doesn't feel right to me, so it's hard for me to argue for it. But my gut instinct with this stuff is always to be like, you also want to hear the argument coming from the other side. Like what's the, like how do you strawman birthright? Sorry, strongman, steelman. I forget what it is. Strawmanning is when you know, put forth its weakest attributes. I like to think in terms like that because I don't think I've ever really done that with birthright. To me, it doesn't feel correct. But you do also want to hear it from the other side, so you better understand it, right? And then you better understand why you think you've got a better answer as well. Okay, now that we've done all of that, it's shaping up pretty well. I'm kind of thinking we need a contrast down at this level. Like, I was going to go put bone blocks in here again. I don't think that's going to work. I think you're going to have to come up with another material here. I think I might put a pin in it on that front for now. Let's leave behind some of these things. We'll put a pin in it there. And I need to go repair my pick, so we'll do that. I reckon we might try and make a map here in the middle. We got Sleepy Peanuts for 80 months. Hi X, love your content. Unfortunately, I seldom manage to catch you live. I watch the streams mostly on YouTube. Oh, thanks for watching over there. They're on the second channel for you to enjoy. For anyone that didn't know, I have multiple channels. Oh, including Xisuma Says. New video coming out. Oh, that's really annoying. Stop doing that, X. Please. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. I'm going to the wrong place. Yeah, a new video on Xisuma Says, possibly later today. Anyway, you know, hit the follow button here on Twitch. All right. Then go. I've got a thing. I knew I had a thing. Where is it? Yeah, go to linktree.xisuma.co. That ties together all the stuff I do, so you can find a link to the second channel where these live streams are reposted, including clips, compilations. There's going to be a bonusy episode of Hermitcraft for Scoop Ball. Whenever Ren puts out his video, I'll publish that over there. Xisuma Says, new content coming your way. So yeah, please do subscribe. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's go over here. Immigration mixed with poor economic and employment infrastructure has hurt some sectors. Some countries cannot handle the saturation. Ideally, developing countries should work towards stability as well. It's ultimately logistics as well. I think I know what you're getting at, yeah. Like, when it comes to immigration, like, you do have to have some sort of balance to make sure it works well. But it's a huge part of how countries grow. It's mad to me how it's just such an easy target for rhetoric to like think about it incorrectly and misunderstand what's going on. The Lethal Company video was hilarious. Yeah, that was a great edit. A little compilation for you. By the way, I think I might have missed a couple of noises because I was just waffling, right? Popular MX and Alex have been gifting subs to Cape76 and John Jett. Thank you for the gifted subs. We've also got Echo Tech Live coming in for 4 months. Appreciate it, my dude. Any chance there's a schematic for the new cool terracotta drip stone farm for a couple of weeks ago? That's probably up to Cybot if they want to share their design. Although I've modified it. I don't have any plans. I don't really distribute stuff like that anymore. I'm definitely not making a tutorial video for it, though. Okay. That'll do, that'll do. I didn't accidentally yeet one of those, did I? I think that's the first time I've ever said yeet just naturally. Without having to think about it. Yeah, because there's this glitch when you're holding down control and you hover over your shulker box, it like freezes. So it's very easy to like, look at that. Just hold down control and it freezes. It's very easy to accidentally throw that out. I guess we're back where I wanted to be. The next thing I wanted to do was make some maps. I think I... What did I do? What did I do? Down here. Yeah, both of these go... I don't know if there's like any sugarcane left in... No, wait, look. No. Sorry. Okay. Oh, I remember. I need to jog my memory on this one. I did this the other day. I went and looked at them and I couldn't remember it. Our sugarcane now comes over here automatically. So if I want to make paper, I just have to come to this spot. I figured that out the other day and I forgot it again. Useless, aren't I? Fear of others is a common human trait. The issue has always been how arbitrary the definition of others is. Last I checked, there is still no Homo sapiens. I think the definition of... That's a really interesting point, Griffin. The definition of others is like probably elastic to how well you're doing or how well you think you're doing, right? Like if you think everything's rosy and peachy and utopian, others are probably not much of a concern as if you're struggling and, you know, starving and like the worse of a condition you're in, I imagine the easier it is to start looking at others as a problem. Because, you know, it boils down to like resources and who has them. And now you're going to come up with some reason. How do you make maps again? Why? I keep thinking leather. I went and got a whole bunch of leather so we could make these maps. And now that I go to make them, I'm like, wait a minute. It's not leather. It's like redstone and iron, right? Dude, you should be concerned for me. You should be concerned for poor old X. I think my brain is struggling as of late. I really do. Riffraff, thank you for 40 months. I really appreciate the interesting and thoughtful topics you raise in the streams, X. Thank you, my dude. I always enjoy having a chat about them. I'm glad you like them. Let's go make a stack here. Cybot says the control thing is not a glitch. It's a keybind of the shulker box inventory mod. You can look at the items in the box. You should be able to rebind it. Hey, Cybot! I see it's your message, and I'm thinking we're going to chat about something different. Thanks for that. I'll go check it out. Yeah, people have been asking about your farm. I know in the past you published some of your storage systems on Planet Minecraft. If you want to... I might have to do it a different way. Oh wait, shulker inventory mod. Is it actually this one that's causing it? Lock tooltip. Oh, it's literally called lock tooltip. Wow. Thank you. Open stack preview for left shift. Open full stack preview. Left alt. Interesting. Ah, that one toggles it back that way. Huh. I guess I don't think I want either of those really on there. Sorry, did I even finish my train of thought and stuff? If you wanted to publish that farm that you made onto a website like that, then people are interested in it. There we go. All right. All right, you're going to look into it. Awesome. Yeah, I'll happily send people to it if you want to put it out there. Oh. Oh, I did. I also, by the way, I also wanted to ask you at some point if you thought there might be a way to make it like faster, which is hilarious because it's unbelievably fast. I don't know, like, is there a way to scale this up even further? Basically, I don't know how much you've seen of this, but I've put in my own little modifications to making the bone meal more efficient by collecting items and stuff. Even over here at the front, there is, with a filter to get rid of sticks, which was kind of annoying. So, not specifically those modifications, but just the rooted dirt. Now that this thing's been running for ages, I've found that it doesn't produce clay fast enough to really make this feel like you're getting a ton of items from it. So if there was a way in which to kind of get more out of this concept, which is kind of hard to imagine without just basically building another one of these side by side, right? Like, I don't know, you're smart, you might have some ideas. Like, if there are a way to scale getting more rooted dirt out of it over and over again, like maybe if you didn't take the wood out of it, there might, I don't know, doesn't sound like it would work to me, but yeah. Oh, I also added a switch so you could farm rooted dirt as well as clay, and then there's a lane for mud. So does it produce too much mud? Well, it only has one lane for mud, so I could make it produce more clay, but like overall, okay, so I don't know what each person needs out of this farm, right? You might get more than enough, but in terms of auto crafting it down here into bricks and the different items, it feels really slow at that point compared to these farms over here where you turn it on and very quickly this stuff just fills up with endless amounts of items, you know. So that's really like my one thing. It's like, if you want to build with a lot of bricks and pots and stuff that you can craft from this, you're really going to have to leave it running constantly, and it will sort of like supplement your supply, as opposed to being able to just have loads of it there. So yeah, it's genuinely just about the amount of rooted dirt that comes out, because when you convert it to clay, you're then smelting the bricks. I don't know. I got like chests upon chests of rooted dirt out of that thing pretty quickly. And it's since I've added the auto crafters that all of that stuff feels really slow. I feel like I might be missing something. Like I might have made a mistake. Let's oh, we can only make 48. Oh well, we'll make 48. I was gonna put in like a whole stack into my ender chest. Okay, let's come back to that. Let's fly over there. I'm wondering if like I'm missing something. Whoa, up and over. Whoa, jeez. Let's keep going. Okay. Okay, so when I first ran this farm, I had these chests down here, and they just piled up with oak and a fair bit of rooted dirt. But I've moved all that stuff around now, so it's not there. Okay, so what the heck? So when it comes to these, like, what am I missing here? So when you break a clay block with TNT, you get 4 clay, and then you need 4 bricks to make a brick block. So it's kind of like 1 for 1, isn't it? It just took such a long time to get 10 stacks. Okay, 20 stacks. It felt like it took way more time to get that processed than it did to get 20 stacks of rooted dirt. Which doesn't, and I guess in a way doesn't quite add up. So with this one, like, again, it's 1-for-1 with terracotta. It just, I don't know. Maybe I was impatient, but it really felt like this part of the process was not quite right. I'm also just wondering how much the clay has backed up. It took forever for this stuff to back up to here as well. Maybe it was throttled by the furnace, says Cybot. I don't think it was, because this drained, right? And this has only just started to back up recently. I don't know. It's like it just seemed like, at first it seemed ridiculously fast, and then when I added all of this, it just felt like it took forever to get all of these materials together, right? Like I would like to have just, you know, this whole chest full of it. Now, obviously, if I kept running this thing, eventually it would fill up. But maybe the problem is I'm comparing it to these tree farms where they actually fill up way, way quicker. And so now I've got all of this. Like, this was just, I think this was just like a one-day session, and then everything was completely full. So maybe the comparison there isn't quite fair, but I'm not like measuring stuff. It's just the feeling of it. So like, you build the farm, it's all excited. Now you got chests full of rooted dirt. Then you build the other stuff, and it seems to take like way longer to get way less. But in theory, it shouldn't be that much difference. Anyway, that was a got a little bit sidetracked there. Right, so I got empty maps. That's good. I now need item frames, so I do need leather. My brain did know something was up. My brain knew. Okay. Bunch of item frames for them. Cool. Now, this next bit, you know, I thought let's throw down some item frames. It might consider a little bit more thought than I initially thought it would. I'm also going to need like a map of the world on my computer, which I think I got. So let's just start with one map, right? I need to know how big this area is. I'm going to open up a map off screen for a second here. Let's see if I can find a world. That one should be... No, that's not good. Oh, I don't actually have a world. I thought I did. Lame. Might have to wing this a bit. Okay, what's the seed? No. I don't need that. I gotta go to my save folder. Oh, I might actually. Yes, no, I do have one. Excellent. Okay, I've got one. I found the world from a while ago. Yes. Okay, right. So, I'm going to do like a little bit of a comparison here. I've got the bottom of this place right here. Oh, this looks so good. Like 1-for-1. I can see exactly where we're at. We're there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's an 8x8 chunk grid. Wow. Okay, so one map is 8x8 chunks. It does not appear to be centered on the region coordinates. It's halfway. Okay, there is a region line where the region file of the world changes. Just over here, we're 4 chunks in to that region file and 4 chunks into the one on this side. And that is okay. Ah, I see what's going on here. Kinda. So, if we go in that direction from the bottom of this map by 4 chunks, okay, the center of the next map will be in the corner of the region file. So, somewhere around here-ish is like the corner of 4 regions. There's going to be a region there, 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 and there. They're going to be different files. And they are going to hold 4 maps each. However, we're talking... No. It's not going to be 4, is it? It's going to be half a map. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 roughly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 again. So it's like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it would be... Okay, so a region file would be the equivalent of 4 of these maps stacked top to bottom, but they're centered on the corner of a region file, so it would cover like a different area. That's interesting. So they align themselves at the center of a region file. I guess that means they align themselves around 0, 0, which is why they appear off grid. So with what I have here to potentially pick a giant area, right, there is like a 3x3 region grid that kind of captures everything. It's missing out on a little bit of like the far reaches of the Copper Cathedral. There's no gaming district in it. That's interesting. Let's go check out the size of the grid we're going to be working with. It's going to be a chunk, actually. It's going to be 16 by 16. Okay. So how many maps is that going to be? What did we say? It was 4, but it's offset. So 5 would cover like one region, like a whole region file would sit inside of that. That's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It'd be 5. No, it'd be 4 again, wouldn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 for the middle, 4 going up, 4 going down is 13. So I think we could cover the entire Hermitcraft region in a 13 by 13 space. And this is 16, which means we can go a little further. And I'm looking at the map. That means we might capture a bit of ZF space. We would capture the Death Star. And we would capture the Copper Cathedral on Joe's map and a little bit of the gaming area. Now, there might be a case to be made here that offsetting this thing downwards slightly might be better in the long run for capturing any gaming stuff in the gaming district. God, this is crazy. Is the chunk coordinate aligned? I don't know what you mean by coordinate aligned, because, I mean, yeah, chunks are, right? Like, they have to be aligned to something. Okay. I appreciate y'all's patience. I am doing something on a different screen. It's not riveting content, I guess. I just want to make sure I get this right. So, making an executive decision. There's a little bit of B-dubs up there as well that's not on the map. Honestly, I think actually because B-dubs is up there, I think it makes sense to... Just found some random text on the... Well, it's not random, I know what it's from. I found some text on the map saying, inventory management is my passion. Okay. So the area we're going to center the entire world on is going to be kind of around where Loglands and Jevon's base is. That's actually the center of the whole thing. So we'll put our first 4 maps there, and then we'll build out from around it. Now, this Ender Pearl collection system, I think it's going to have to go, like, distribute somewhere else. So this here will be subject to change. I'll leave a reminder. In middle, lead to collection spot. That's how it'll work. So these will pick up items that come through the end portal. So if ever that happens and someone, you know, you don't want them here despawning. So we have that. We can put item frames on top of these. And now we just need to determine where the very first 4 maps are going to be. Okay, so I'm going to use this thing to suss that out. I've got it on the other screen. It's incredibly helpful. So we sussed out 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something feels wrong. 2, 3, 4. No, I've got it right. So that is that. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So it's actually like an 8x8 grid chunk, I think. Oh, I really hope I'm going to get this right. Okay, that looks good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting into a bit of a pattern now. Right, I think with that, I've been able to properly mark out where our very first 4 are. Or have I done that wrong? 1, 2, 3, 7. Yeah, it looked a bit off. Okay. Uh-huh. Right. Double check in. The middle will be... Wait a minute. Is the middle... I thought the middle was going to be 4. It's actually going to be 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, right. There's actually a middle map. I didn't realize this. The way it's going to be chunk aligned means we're going to have an actual single point at the middle, not 4. Huh. I know what that is now. So I guess it's a case of which direction do we want it to slightly offset in. And I think it'll be to the left for ZF space. And then down a chunk for the gaming area. So therefore the middle 4 are going to be right next to where we are. Okay. Oh my god, that was crazy to figure out. That was crazy to figure out. I'm gonna have to put this in my episode. I'm gonna probably redo this little experiment we're gonna do right here and show how I figured it all out, because it's actually kind of interesting, and we want to make sure we get all of this right. So if I fly over to Jevon's base, Jevon's gonna be the top right map. Actually, I don't know what the orientation is. Probably best to do it the same way as the world is. So let's go forward a little bit, actually, more towards Loglands and towards those yellow squares. Okay, I think we are now definitely in the right spot. So I open up this one, and that is what I'm seeing on my mini map. Okay, so that's like top right. Let's go ahead and try and store these a bit more orderly. So top right. So now I need to fly over here a little bit. We're going to go to the wall, and the wall will be the next one. Okay, that's top left, so we'll put it here. This is our little 4x4 grid. Now we're going to fly down behind me to the beacon base. Beacon base is going to be that one there. Excellent. Then we need to go that way a little bit. To the trees, probably. For this one. Okay. That's good, that's good. Now, the orientation of all of this. I think we should do it the same way it will appear on my screen. So, when I've been in this area, I keep looking at that way as if that's north, which is not true. North is that way. And thus... Well, actually, let's double check that. Yeah, okay. So like north renders upwards when you look at the map on my computer. So therefore, it needs to be displayed like this. And that means that we are over here. All right. Now, if we extrapolate that to this entire area here, it should cover a lot of ground. A lot of ground. Sweet. Okay. Wow, I feel like I've... yeah, ignored some noises in my ear. Okay, Slytro, thank you ever so much for 59 months, and be more nice to others. What a great username here for 2 months. Hi, X and chat, hope all is well. Thank you so much, my dude, for the support. Thank you to the both of you. Mark the base with a banner, says PG109. That is actually, I think, on our list of things to do somewhere. I remember writing it down on my own list. When we're gonna make like a map room, world map, yeah. So this should have had that note, but let's make the note. Okay, so banners for the world map locations. Yeah. Whew, this is one heck of a project we're starting here. Have I done it again? Have I? No. Okay, so that's my new north. That's good. That's good. Okay, I reckon. Okay, there's going to be something built here, which is unfortunate. But what about here? We put in. I'm going to do this really crudely to begin with, but like with time, we'll do this a lot better. Okay, I think it's going to be granite. Maybe blackstone, but there's lots more granite. I'm going to take some granite. We go up here. Can I use this tool much? No, it's not going to be terribly helpful. We know where the middle is, right? That's kind of the middle, I think. Yeah. Now think pixels, right? And we want north. Let's put an N down here. Capital N. Okay, I see it. I see it. So, whoops. Like that. Come over to this side. Now, what we'll probably do in the long run is build it into the floor, or maybe put glass up there, or find some way for it to be a little bit more discreet, I guess. Okay, that's good. That's updated it. It'll be a subtle thing, but like that's north. South, east, west. I feel like east... west might be a tricky one. East is probably going to be pretty straightforward. We can also get a little stylistic with the font if we want to. Let's do a little bit of that. Now for that one, I need to go pick up this, which will go into there, which will be annoying, but we can pick it straight back up. There's east. Beast in the east. The best in the west. I'm making this up as I go. Yeah, we can have a little compass thing. North, south, east, west, right? I like how that looks a lot. Hey, there's a thumbnail here. Oh, it's not actually that interesting. Oh god, I can't press the right buttons. I feel like there could be a thumbnail here. It's just kind of hard to get the right spot. There we go. Oh, no, too much stone. Dude, I'm having just a terrible time. That's almost it right there. That's going to be as good as we get. Hey! Alright, thumbnail sorted. Silliest in the south. Naughtiest in the north. You get the idea. Alright, next thing. Okay, so I'm going to put the granite away, because, you know, don't need to hold on to that now. Next thing would be to, like, see if this can go as far as enough space. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 more maps in that direction. We'll do that, and then we'll come back if we need more space. So, we've got to go past the boat off the edge of Pearls. Okay, when we're over here. Okay, then we go... Wait, I need to face that way in order to make sense of this. So past the beach. There's some incredible landscaping going on here. So now we're probably definitely in the next map. Please don't kill me. Alright, now up to some trees. How many of those? I'm not entirely sure. Well, that tells us when we're off the map, so... Okay, I really want to get away from here before a creeper blows any... Ah! Anything up? That was a perfectly reasonable response. Alright, so second half of the copper airship. And we're this one. Interesting. Now, I will log out. I'll be smart. I'm just going to go look at the other thing for a second. Yeah, okay. It's like literally... ZF's base is like the next one over. So even though I shifted the center in this direction a little bit, it doesn't actually quite reach ZF. I think ZF is forever going to be under some stairs. Unfortunately. Let's get back here and put these maps in. Yeah, Zadaf's like the next map and he's going to be under the stairs. Maybe we don't need stairs on all sides, right? Technically, we could have them... Well, just because there's entrances there, I don't know. Oh, did I not do this correctly? I guess I forgot the memo about that. They never got iron trapdoors. Huh. Anyway. It's gonna work. It's gonna... This space right here is pretty much gonna capture everyone's base, which is super cool. That's good to know. That is good to know. One thing we won't capture, though, is Joe's area. Just kind of thought about that a little bit. Yeah, it's... Oh, Joe's area is, like, really out there. So maybe, like, a... When his project is complete, though... Just having a brief look at it, it kind of looks like it's the size of the entirety of this area anyway. So, like, maybe there'll be, like, a second room with a map just for Joe. For his project, right? Because when I look at it on the overview map, it kind of looks like his big circle is going to be about as big as how everyone is spread out from one another at the moment, which is kind of insane. It's kind of absolutely massive. You just had your Weetabix, little Spagbol. Thanks for letting me know. Oh my god, I was starting to get a little anxious. As little Spagbol had their Weetabix. To be honest, I always thought you ate spaghetti bolognese every day. I'll be frank. I didn't think you ate anything else. Nice to know you're eating like a little variety in the diet. There's a little bit of Weetabix in there. Did you put bolognese on your Weetabix? I bet you did. I bet you did. I haven't had Weetabix in forever. I don't particularly like cereal that much. I mean, it's nice to eat, but like, it's just not the kind of food I go for, I guess. Speaking of food, I got a rumbly belly and there's some venison steaks I need to go cook. Gonna make myself some venison stew. Gonna enjoy it. Is Weetabix a British cereal? Yeah, it is. It's, I don't know what it is, but it's like a block of wheaty stuff. It's like if you were to bite into one, it would be like quite crunchy and almost maybe unpleasant because you're supposed to soak it in some water. No, sorry, in milk. Oh my god. Oh my god. Can you imagine Weetabix in water? Ugh. That'd be complete madness, wouldn't it? Thank you everyone for your support today. I appreciate it. I'll probably be back on Tuesday with the next stream. I'll go look for someone to raid though. Hope you enjoyed today's shenanigans and activities. Why can't I... What's going on here? They've changed the raid system again? Oh, please. Last time I tried to raid someone, they were offline. So I go to raid someone else, and it's like, nah, not today. Not today. Let's see. Okay, it's recommending some random channels. And they're all French. They're all French. The heck? Okay, I think I found one for you. All right, random channel today. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye.